All right, and welcome once again to the September 29th, 2022 ARPA technical session for the City of Lakewood's 3 requests for proposals that have been released for responses. I'm going to share my screen to begin. And just to give you a little bit of background, some of you know this already, but the City of Lakewood was awarded a total of about $13.7 million in American Rescue Plan Act funds. And much of that, about half of that, has been allocated already to a number of different projects and programs with various organizations involved with City of Lakewood and its youth in particular. But now the City Council has asked that RFPs be released for 3 basic areas: emergency food bank capital costs, veterans emergency shelter capital costs, and then permanently low-income housing capital construction. So this last weekend on September 25th, the RFPs were released, and they are available on the city's ARPA website. Among all 3 of them, the total amount of funding available is $5 million. And the idea is to seek respondents who can provide prioritized legacy projects and programs to help City of Lakewood residents. So very quickly, the 3 areas once again: emergency food bank capital costs, the acquisition of property and/or capital construction or expansion of emergency food bank services within the City of Lakewood to support ongoing efforts to combat food insecurity. The second is veterans emergency shelter capital cost. The City of Lakewood is looking to identify and support an organization or partners that would be providing the development of affordable veterans emergency shelter units and for veterans and their families. And again, this would be something that was located within the City of Lakewood. And then the third is permanently low-income housing. And the idea here is to provide for housing perpetually affordable to individuals and families at 30 to 60% of the city's area median income. All of these are ARPA projects, as we've already said several times today. And so any organization looking to apply for these funds to submit a request for proposal response is to really encouraged to take a look at ARPA, to take a look at what the rules are for what would be called a subrecipient, so organizations receiving funds from the City of Lakewood. There's a lot of information available on the city's own ARPA website, but we also provide links from that site to Treasury and their website, which has a whole lot more. And it talks about the final rule, which is basically what we're all going off of now in terms of how to run our programs. And then there's updates to that and frequently asked questions that are updated periodically as well. So the proposals for whichever topic need to be responsive to the purpose as well as the city's priorities and policy positions. So the idea here is, generally speaking, we're talking one-time costs. Secondly, projects would have a long-lasting benefit to Lakewood residents, focused on what the Lakewood community needs, focused on making a permanent investment in the city, and also supporting organizations that have been long-term supporters of Lakewood and its residents. That's not a end-all be-all, that last one, but that's where first look will be given. Just really quickly, this is kind of the chart that shows how the applications, once received, will be reviewed. And the process will be that internally the city will take a look at any applications that are that are submitted, and then we'll develop recommendations to provide to the City Council as to which ones, first of all, match the requirements in each of the RFPs, but also respond again to the city's ARPA priorities and policies. But it'll be kind of a red, yellow, green analysis, and then it'll be up to the City Council to make the final decisions as to which applications or responses might be successful, and also the amount of money that's going to go toward each project. As I mentioned earlier, there's a total of $5 million that's been identified, but there isn't a specific amount for each one of those RFPs. So if you're considering apply with the project that you think and the amount that you think would fit for that project, and then it will be a decision at the council ultimately as to how much funding goes to each type of or each subject area of projects. So the delivery of the proposals, they are due October 17th by 5 p.m. to my email address, which you see there. I am also available. Oh, and that is wrong. Look at that. Ugh. cityoflakewood.us. I'll fix that before this gets circulated. But the idea here is that you're sending it to me by October 17th. And then once the city council completes its budget review process, hopefully we're talking early November, we will be starting to have discussions at the council level about this. And by the end of the year, they will have made their decision regarding the RFP awards. So we'll open it up for questions from there, but just again, you'll receive all of these slides. They'll be on the website as well, but you see here the contact information both for myself and for Ted Thielen, who is the ARPA program coordinator. You're welcome to contact either one of us with questions that you might have. But again, to submit the actual proposals, please send them to me. And then you'll see there at the bottom, again, that link to the city's website where there's a lot more supporting information and background information.